Hello lords and ladies, welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon, and today that's a new review of Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Episode 21, Eating Crow takes the gang to a small town, more specifically 2 farms, being terrorized by a living scarecrow. Throughout the episode, we also get to see another member of the Scooby Gang be romantically interested in a character, and that would be our poor Fred, who continually attempts to impress Beth with his mystery-solving abilities. Of course, as anyone could tell you, trying to do something for other people will make you fail, even if you're good at that particular something. Still, I always do enjoy a little bit of romance subplot in my Scooby-Doo show. I mean, back in the day, I was a huge Fred and Daphne shipper. With these versions of the characters, though, not so much. Obviously, that's not a big part of this iteration, so we don't really see much of it in this episode, despite it being most of what Fred does in the episode. The most notable and funny moment of Fred's hang-up was when they first met. It felt like it was meant to play on similar moments in other shows where it zooms in all romantic-like, only for the girl to be weirded out. In this iteration of the show, as I've said before, all of the characters generally have something to do. Daphne has her isms, and the other characters have, well, they have something going on. In this episode, Velma had her allergies. Daphne wanted an animal companion like Scooby, and we already talked about Fred's. Now, I wasn't particularly fond of Velma's allergies because it was mostly annoying seeing her sneeze all over the place. Sure, it did end up connecting the contradictory clues together by the episode's end, but I'm not even sure how they figured that out in the first place. Basically, I think they could have toned down her allergies and still pieced together the clues. The Daphneism this time around also wasn't my all-time favorite either. Started off as a nice little exploration of her childhood and how she never really had a friend, let alone an animal friend like Shaggy had Scooby, but then it got tiresome. Personally, I feel it would have been better to focus on a single animal instead of the several she ended up lugging around with her, but that's just me. Actually, now that I say it, this whole episode felt overall meh to me. I won't go so far as to say it was poorly written or bad, because most of my hang-ups with it can be chalked up to personal preference. There were some good moments though, as I always try to find no matter what. First off, the chase music was really great. I could see myself listening to that in my car any day. I think the song was Old Stomping Grounds. And second, I liked how there were 2 villains this time around, both completely oblivious to the other. They also ended up not being taken to jail, which is a twist I haven't seen in a long time on Scooby-Doo. Of course, this isn't a Cartoon Hangout review without discussing the monster of the week, the Scarecrow. Now, recently one of the writers of the show, John Barry, explained that most of the monsters are not based on any specific previous monsters, except for ones like the Ghost of Elias Kingston, which kind of calls into question the part of my review where I try to decipher what monster they're reimagining. Despite all that, I think I'm still going to draw comparisons because, quite frankly, it's fun to research. Now, this week's monster is definitely not truly based on any past Scooby-Doo villain because the living Scarecrow can be added to the list of commonly used monster designs. Heck, even Goosebumps did it. Still, there have been quite a few different Scarecrows in the Scooby-Doo franchise, most notably the Scarecrow from the new Scooby-Doo movies, the Frickert Fracas. And that's been my review. Not the greatest or worst episode of Be Cool Scooby-Doo, but I was certainly left feeling very lukewarm about it. There was just one other fun moment from the episode I'd forgotten to mention, so let me just show it.
Tin Man, there he is! Like, where have you been, Scarecrow?
Hello, Yellow Road, follow?
This was definitely the biggest highlight of the episode, mostly for reasons I can't get into right now. But what did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and take care.